Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoteric on our long-running series, the Unported Playlist, where I take a look at some of my favorite unported arcade games of all time. And I'm telling you right now that Dino Rex is not one of them, because welcome to Unported Janktoberfest. I know it's April, the joke would have been better in October, but you just gotta bear with me. For all of April, I'm going to be talking about arcade games that are absolutely, for one reason or another, janky AF and hilariously bad, or just strange, and of course we're going to launch it right into Dino Rex. Before I get too far involved though, do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like, subscribe, that notification bell definitely helps us out. If you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well, because don't I deserve it for having to play this game? Because let me tell you, this game from start to finish is the jankiest, worst thing you could probably imagine as far as a fighting game is concerned. The characters are absolutely ridiculous, and I've chosen the purple dinosaur, which looks like a broke-ass Barney. That is all I can think of when I play as this character. And this wasn't even supposed to be a fighting game. It was supposed to be a shooting game, and Taito retooled it. And they used stop-motion animation for the dinosaurs, but honestly, I don't know how many frames they used because the animations are absolutely stilted. Now, as a concept, I can't knock Dino Rex. Beating up a dinosaur with another dinosaur, destroying the arena around you, on paper, this makes perfect sense. In execution, though, I will say, I don't know what the hell is going on with the controls. Honest to God, it makes no sense whatsoever. I am just mashing buttons and hoping things work, and you'll see here, you can't even fight on the other side of your opponent. If you somehow jump or roll past them, and the game takes control and automatically resets you. And what fighting game does that? Not a good one, that is for sure. But it is hilariously bad that it is good. Playing this game is an absolute experience whether you're winning or losing, and playing this with another friend, especially if you've been drinking, just becomes an absolute laugh of a time. It is weird, it is strange, and I do not understand what the hell they were trying to do with it. But it exists, and this game is not even unported. Technically, it came out on a compilation on PlayStation 2 in Japan only. I have played it, and the controls lag even worse. So honestly, if you want to subject yourself to Dino Rex, the arcade version is the way to play it because it's slightly more playable than the console version, and that's not saying much. But this game does have a silver lining. After you beat the second stage opponent, you're going to have a dream. They dreamed of a strange dream at that night. Definitely some translation issues. But suddenly this becomes a side-scrolling game. Where did this come from? Well, it's a bonus stage, but this game was supposed to be a side-scrolling, apparently shoot 'em up or light gun game. I'm not sure, but you can clearly tell that some of that was pivoted into these bonus stages. And honestly, the bonus stage is so much better than the actual fighting game. And that's because there's only like 3 to 4 moves to do. You can tell that Taito took one genre, started making it, and then decided to pivot into the fighting game genre because it was getting more popular. But what they didn't seem to do is make any more gameplay around it. They just made more dinosaurs and pitted you against one another. But just walking forward with Broke Barney here, snapping those helicopters out of the sky as the cops shoot at you and running them over with your feet, this is the Dino Rex I want to play. You'll see that target there. Tonally, this level has absolutely nothing to do with the game outside of the fact that there's a dinosaur. It looks completely different, it looks much nicer, and the gameplay is completely different, and honestly, it lasts as long as a match. This is the Dino Rex you should have gotten. This is the Dino Rex I want to play. There doesn't seem to be any prototype ROMs of the original version out there. I checked and I asked some people that would know more than I would, and they have not found anything. So this is the Dino Rex we got, a 1 vs 1 2D fighting game. And if you think this looks bad, if you think it plays bad, you gotta listen to it because honestly, it really sounds bad too. I'll be back in 45 seconds. Sorry. With those digitized speech samples, or I guess in this instance digitized dinosaur samples, sound like absolute garbage. And the soundtrack was not good either, and damn it Taito, you have Zuntata. Give me that soundtrack. This game doesn't play good. It doesn't look good. At least it could sound good, but you even created that cardinal sin. But I do love the fact that dinosaur just went up on its hind legs and just chest bumped me across the screen. This game is funny to play. You will probably even enjoy playing it for all of the wrong reasons, but if you've never played Dino Rex before, you definitely gotta check it out. And leave me a comment down below if you have played it and tell me what you think, because I'm assuming my opinion that this game's not good is not going to be contested by anybody this week. But we won that bout, and we go over and give him the old Arizona Teabag special. At least that's what I think is happening there. I'm really not quite sure, but it looks like he's kind of grinding his dinosaur crotch into his beaten opponent. And I like that you can even pick up a bone off the ground and just throw it. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt your opponent. It goes behind you. It's a completely needless thing that gives the game a little bit more charm. But honestly, I just can't get over the fact that these characters have like maybe 4 to 6 frames of animation total. It basically looks like a flipbook, and even flipbooks might have better animation than this depending on how many flipbook drawings you get. But moving on to the third bout. At normal difficulty, this is where I cannot get any further. I dialed this game back to easy and I still couldn't get past the third bout because it doesn't seem to matter what the hell I do. Some attacks just completely miss. I just butt jumped right over my opponent, and then I do it again and I short him and he still doesn't take any damage. I just don't know how to make the game be a game. It seems like there's a massive disconnect between your controller input and what's actually going to happen on screen at any given time. But every once in a while you get lucky and you get a chomp in or a tail swipe in, because I will say this game does not have a very big move set either. I can find like 5, maybe 6 moves to do, and that is about it. I cannot even get them to pull off consistently. It really does seem like the first time I try it, it works. The second time, nothing happens. But listen to the soundtrack one more time, because this next track is halfway decent. That's my second favorite part about Dino Rex, that one track outside of these side-scrolling levels. But back to the combat one last time. Just watch what's going to happen here. We get this little intro animation, and I basically just walk underneath the dinosaur and nobody can attack. I advance forward and then the game kicks me back out. Maybe it's an emulation glitch, but this game is known for being janky, and I'm pretty sure that's just what's going on here. But I know it's a funny thing to do unported playlists except for Janktober, but I'm always talking about my favorite arcade games. There's all sorts of other arcade games out there that aren't anywhere near my favorite that still deserve a mention because the development history of Dino Rex really is that interesting. Taito tried. They were trying to make a good 2D fighting game based on dinosaurs using stop motion animation. You can't knock the effort because the idea on paper is good. Unfortunately, what you actually get to play is abysmal. This is not a game that I would ever buy unless somebody offered it me for 50 bucks. That way I could say that I had Dino Rex on my shelf. But from a development standpoint in the history of arcade gaming, it is a fun thing to look at. Even if, like you can see here, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. If Taito was smart, they would have done the following. Just take this, the side-scrolling level, make a whole game out of it. It definitely wouldn't be one of the greatest arcade games of all time, but it would be more interesting, and it's so weird that you can tell that the bonus stages were clearly what the original game was probably supposed to be like. Because if you just made a game like this, kind of has a Rampage vibe to it, I would 100% want to play it, and I'd probably 100% want to buy it because I do love kaiju big battle monsters. But short of that, I'll be back next Monday with another episode on one of my not favorite unported arcade games of all time, because we got 4 weeks of janky stuff coming to you. But leave me a comment down below and tell me what the jankiest arcade game you ever played is. I'd be very curious, but if you've never tried Dino Rex, give it a shot. Are you going to like it? I guarantee you won't. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.